learning how to be a leader by following others. And I hope I didn't take too much of the sizzle here. This is all about you and what you've done. But I'd like you to take us back through there and explain how that set the stage for you in being a good leader.
Becoming a leader, you first have to learn to follow. Are you going to be a leader who leads from behind, supporting your troops as they advance? Or are you going to be a leader who stands out in front and leads from the front? Let me tell you the answer to the question. Both. Both.
Welcome back to our channel. We have another good story for you today to help you bounce back to success. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I think is very unique. Now, I'm going to talk about, as well as Max, we're going to talk about being a good leader, but there's a point that I personally never looked at until I read it in Max's book. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. First, hi, Max. How are you today?
I'm so good, Tony. I'm really good. Thank you very much. Appreciate being with you again.
Yeah, this is fun. I really love the series. We're getting some great response and feedback from the audience. People are enjoying the show. We've got something here. This is a really good, interesting facet on success and making things happen. So I'm grateful to have this opportunity.
As am I, Tony. Thank you.
Good. Now, Max, we're going to hark back to your chapter 4, The Cotton Was Taller. You made a profound statement that really stopped me in reading. Now, I read for entertainment, just like everyone else, but also to get the lessons so that when a good lesson comes along, I actually stop reading and I ponder it and I think about it. I just don't read the whole book because, I digest, I savor it, I zone in. And I'm going to go back to when I was reading that, flipping the pages. Here you are. You're on top of the world. You're at 17 and you talk about being a leader and setting yourself up to be a good leader by following others. And I can kind of mention to the if I may, kind of give you the reference here as well as the audience. Let's take a look here. I mean, what Max did at 17, some of us, well, probably haven't done all of this. I mean, there's so much here. Take a look here. You're a member of the debate team. You and your partner won the state regional debate contest.
Yeah, we did.
You were chosen to play the lead in an annual speech club play of Meet Me in St. Louis. You lettered in basketball and track. You were the student conductor of the orchestra. I mean, the list goes on. This is like, I interview, people at the top of their category in business with a list as long as this. You played in a Dixieland band at events around the country. You were elected president of the student council, president of the band, editor of the school yearbook. You went to Boy State, and are you ready? You're 17 years old. You ran for governor. I'm like, this is friggin' amazing. And you made the Tennessee State All-State Band, and you performed at the Grand Ole Opry, the original facility. And the reason I bring this up, I know you were a little young, but it sets the stage. And you said, quote, an entrepreneur searching for a good deal for himself while sharing the results and rewards with others in those organizations, end quote. This is where you were going in life, what you were looking for. And you have an incredible story of learning how to be a leader by following others. And I hope I didn't take too much of the sizzle here. This is all about you and what you've done. But I'd like you to take us back through there and explain how that set the stage for you in being a good leader.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing all of that. It reminds me, I guess back in those days it was called BMOC, Big Man on Campus. All right, but the truth is, I was a jack of all trades and a master of none. But yeah, being asked in various ways, whether it's by vote or by appointment in high school, to participate in those various activities, extracurricular activities. It allowed me, an old country boy coming off the farm, to see others who took the lead and supported us as a debate club and so forth. And so I had the opportunity to learn from those people who volunteered in almost all the cases, maybe not the coaches, but volunteered to help support students in various endeavors. And so, I mean, how many people really get the chance to do that? And because I wanted to pass beyond the farm into something that I thought would be more rewarding personally to me, not just money. I don't mean that, although that certainly I wanted to be comfortable in my life and in my lifestyle. But to have that opportunity, when I first became a leader of sorts in grammar school, in a little play called Frosty the Snowman, okay, I got a chance to learn from someone how to become a leader. How did they get us to do the things that they did? So becoming a leader was, I was offered the opportunity, and I became a leader by mimicking, in many cases, or by copying what I thought these people that I worked with were effective in what they did. It was a great experience for me, and I learned and wanted to learn more. And so I joined the Glee Club or the whatever, one after the other after the other. And I got a tremendous amount of exposure to various leadership types. And so it was extremely valuable to me to have the opportunity to follow others before I led. Now, here's what I think is important to me, and hopefully to everybody. You get to practice leadership. So I was asked to play a solo in the band. Okay, well, there's a chance to lead all those supporting me at the annual concert. I was given a chance to be the president of the student body or of the student council. Well, I had seen others when I was a member of the student council lead the council. And I saw things that I thought I could do better, but mainly things that I learned from them that I would duplicate. And so becoming a leader, you first have to learn to follow. Becoming a leader, you first have to learn to follow. Are you going to be a leader who leads from behind, supporting your troops as they advance? Or are you going to be a leader who stands out in front and leads from the front? Let me tell you the answer to the question. Both. Both. If the people you're leading don't believe you're supporting them, that you're willing to enter the battle, if you will, then you're not a great leader. Also, if you're leading to step out front and take the first blows for your team, that's another thing that's critically important in my mind. So leading, you first have to learn to follow, and then you get to practice those leadership skills and fail. You're not going to always get it right. Some of the people on your team are going to oppose you. I was chairman of a committee, a company, basically. And it was time for the re-election of the officers of this organization. And there was a young fellow that I thought we were great friends. And he stood up in front of all of the people, the board, and he said, I want to run for Max's job. I think I'm well qualified. I think you should vote for me. Well, the first thing that happened was he got a lot of laughs. But secondly, he said, you know what's wrong, Max? It's your attitude. What? Well, let me tell you something. I learned from that. By the way, I was reelected 100% except for this fellow. But I learned something from that. What was it about my attitude that I could change, improve, develop, so that I could learn to lead by listening to those that followed me and that I followed? So I think that's important, Tony. I really do.
Very important. You didn't resist, you didn't ridge, you didn't push back on it. You accepted it and you took a look at it and said, how can I use this to become better? And you got reelected. That's absolutely quite an amazing story.
I did indeed. And I took that lesson and I've talked to those other board members over the years and they say, do you remember that guy that tried to kick you out of? I said, oh yeah, I remember. And I learned from it.
Amazing. As you said way back in the chapter that I was pointing
Yeah.
out, you call it a critical fundamental. So all you entrepreneurs out there or want to be, or you want to start your own business, or you're working the job and you're thinking of starting your own business, or you want to advance in your career, this is the critical fundamental. And I have done nothing like what Max has done, though I have been like 32 years in corporate America. And if you want to count my paper route job that I had as a kid, I was 30 years as an entrepreneur. But I
Sure.
tell you, this one really hit home very, very well. I want to really make this as a strong point, as a critical fundamental here, that
And it's never too late and it's never too early to start this process of learning from others, learning to be a leader, learning from others.
and we're going to take a look at the start of your entrepreneurial journey in the next episode, because
Okay.
this all set the stage for what happened next, which is why I really wanted to do this one and spend some time on it, because what happened next is a mind blow. So I want to say thanks for the lesson. Again, is something I never really pondered so much on before. And for our audience, I just want to say thanks for hanging out with us today. And if you attribute some of your success in following a leader, tell us your story. We'd love to hear it. Max, thank you again for hopping on. We really appreciate having you with us.
It's always fun to be with you, Tony. Always. Thank you.
Great. And if you like this podcast, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next episode, Bouncing Back.
Good day, sir.